You guys know I'm into my spooky horror season thing. We got like less than a week. I think it's, yeah, this Thursday is actual Halloween. And, obviously I'm a huge Halloween fan. So I was thinking about some movies that I really enjoy around this time. And, which made me think about, I said, you know what? I need to make me a list of my favorite John Carpenter movies. So it's not going to be a very long video, but like I said, this is spooky season. This is Halloween. I enjoy Halloween, man. I remember just going trick or treating when I was a little kid, and I remember all the movies that came out, and 70s and 80s and all that kind of stuff. And I'm quite sure you guys had movies y'all grew up with, that you enjoy. But I was thinking about this is just the list of John Carpenter movies that I enjoyed, but I know there's a lot of John Carpenter movies out there that, and the list can be different. So this is no, it's not like a, it's just my favorite ones that I enjoy. So I'll go at the bottom. Number eight is They Live. That came out in 1988. Uh, I remember that. I remember watching that movie, and I was, God, I remember that fight scene in the alley. That was a good fight scene. Can't think of the guy's name. I didn't write the stars down or anything like that, but what I did was I just wrote down. I was just sitting down thinking about uploading a video about some of the movies that I enjoyed during this time. Then I got thinking, I need to put a list of my favorite John Carpenter movies. So that was number eight, They Live, 1988. So number seven is Starman. And Starman came out in 1984. And I remember watching that movie. I thought that movie it was really, really good. It just, it was different. I got it on, I got all these on physical. But it's about this woman. She lost her husband, and this alien came down, took the form of her husband, and yeah, she ended up getting pregnant at the end. But she was trying to get him back. Uh, it's been a while since I watched it, but Starman, golly, man, that's been a while, man. That movie was. I remember watching that movie. I remember, yeah, watching TV back then was a lot different than watching now because you didn't have all the stuff you have now. But anyway, Starman's 1984. That's number seven. Number six is Village of the Damned. That came out in 1995. Now that movie, I have both versions of these movies, and you know, uh, I like both versions. But I just feel like John Carpenter filmed this just it was just filmed in a different time. It just felt like he did step by step of the old one. Wasn't too much difference. It was in color, and there was more of a you know more of a updated version of the Village of the Dam. But I also have both physical copies of Village of the Dam that came out. I got the old black and white one, and I got this one, and that's number six on the list. And then number five is Big Trouble in Little China. Now that one came out in 1986. Now that one, man, the check is in the mail. Man, that was a very good movie. Very enjoyable movie. It was just, it was just very entertaining. It was just a very entertaining movie. That movie came out in 1986. Village of the Dam came out in 1995. But these are the movies that I enjoy in that order. Uh, and then, but yeah, I think that, yeah, Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell was in a few of John Carpenter's movies. I know he's got one about the escape in LA or something like that. But now there are a lot of John Carpenter movies out there, and there's also a lot of John Carpenter stuff that he was involved with. It has his name on it. But I think these are just John Carpenter movies because I was looking and I think these are all John Carpenter movies. Number four is the Fog. Now I got that on 4K, and man, I just love that premise of that sleepy town. They had a remake of The Fog also. I actually went when I was working all those jobs back in the day. I was trying to pay child support. And I used to work at this restaurant part time, and the server girls was in there. And We would always leave and get. Some of us would drink and we go to parties and all that stuff. So you had all those hot server girls that you got to know, and they, you know, I mean, a few of us went and seen the Fog. Uh, Me and two other chicks went to go see the Fog, and it was the remake. It was okay, but it wasn't nothing like the Fog that uh, that John Carpenter put out. But I forgot to write the date down when this came out, but it was the Fog. And then Christine. Number 3 is Christine. That came out in 1983. I love Christine. I got the 4K of that, Christine. And I always love that movie. It was a very good movie. Yeah, these are the films that I thoroughly enjoy. Now, do these have anything to do with Halloween? No. Halloween is just such a, favorite time for me, and I just enjoy the decoratives. That when some people that really do decorate their places, and they're just, big Halloween fans like myself. And a lot of YouTubers out there, they celebrate, the whole month of the spooky season of Halloween. So, and I guess got me thinking. I said, I was thinking about Halloween. I was thinking about throwing up another video about, this is the spooky season month, and this is one of the movies I like. And I got thinking, man, I ain't never had a John Carpenter list. So this is my John Carpenter list. So number 3 is Christine, and that's 1983. And number 2 is, everybody knows this one is Halloween, 1978. You would think that would be number 1, but it's not. It was hard for me to put that at number 2, but man, Halloween, man. Jamie Lee Curtis, she is the exact same age I am, except that she's four months younger than me. I think she was born. Yeah, she's 4 months. She was born in 59, and she's 4 months younger than me. I was born in January. She was born 4 months after me, but I have to see her birthday. I was like, wow, she's the same age as I am. I remember when she was, when she was on top of the world. I used to think that girl. I used to think she was. I was something about the way she looked, and I just thought she was just, it's like everything else, man. You get old and stuff like that. I mean, she was pretty. I thought she had her own look. You know what I mean? She wasn't the best looking woman in the world, but she was sexy to me for some reason. I don't know. I just liked her. She was that horror chick, man, that played. She was that horror chick, man. And she branched away from that though after a while. She started doing other things, which that was good because she dipped her toe in a lot of other stuff too. But number 2 is Halloween, 1978, and then number 1 is of course The Thing. The Thing is the one that I just watched over and over and over and over. I mean, I just like, man. I remember I think I stopped smoking weed. When did I stop smoking? No, I was still smoking weed back then, yeah. And I remember, I think this was on one of them, it was back, man, we had cable back then. And God, that movie was so creepy. It was so good. And every time it come on, I always catch myself watching it. And when I was sitting there thinking about, my favorite, John Carpenter movies, I was like, this is one of them that is, I have to say is number 1. I would put Halloween as number 1, but The Thing just, and what gets me, Halloween came out in 1978, so it's the one that started it all. And yeah, it's so weird. Halloween was just a simple script. It was about a babysitter that got terrorized by a guy that got out of they escaped the mental house. And I remember I was watching a, biography about that, how they came up with that script. And then they ended up making Halloween. It ended up being so many, people just, grew up on Halloween, decades, and you think I'd had that at number 1, but I got it at number 2 because, man, I was still partying, smoking weed, and yeah, of course I was, because I graduated in 1978. Oh yeah, 1978. Yeah, Halloween came out in 1978, and then obviously The Thing came out in 1982. But yeah, I was still partying, having fun, working out. I was a big meathead back then. I was working out like a madman, playing tennis and taking up self defense. Man, I was just, I had no kids back then either though. But yeah, it's just mm, yeah. Halloween 1978. That's when I graduated. And The Thing 1982. I still see myself watching The Thing, man. I still see myself wherever I was staying at, just sitting back watching that. It was such a good movie. That movie was so. Now he used a lot of practical effects. He didn't have the special effects and all the stuff that they use, CGI and all that. You know, he is very creative in how he made a lot of stuff back then. So yeah, you guys, I just thought I'd give you a quick John Carpenter, my favorite John Carpenter list of the spooky season. So, yeah, so like I said, number 8 is They Live, 1988. 7, Starman, 1984. 6, The Village of the Damned, 1995. And then Big Trouble in Little China is 1986. The Fog, I didn't have that down. I think had to be in the early 80s or something like that, I believe. And then Christine, 1983. Christine was so good. I don't even want any movie industry, anybody to even make a Christine because they'll mess it up. Uh, because Christine is a movie about a car, and then I have another movie that I had with one of those other videos. If you look some of my other videos, there's two movies that uh, I can't think of the name of the movie, but I made a movie about these two cars, and I love both movies. I like Christine, but I like the other one about this black car, and uh, that that movie was so creepy. That black car is creepy. I can't think of the name of that, but I think that was a video comparison movie. I put that together. Oh man, but Christine, I just don't want them to. I don't want anybody to touch that because the way movie industries are and stuff. You guys, I just want to make sure I put this out here. You have to realize this is a video game. This is a movie, you know, channel, and I talk about video games. And video games are very hard to talk about because they're very hard to complete. Complete because of the fact that you have to play them. I work out 4 days a week. I'm a very busy person, and I just I love to talk about video games video stuff when I can. If I find a good article, I will talk about video stuff. I've been noticing I get more views talking about video stuff, which kind of shocking because I'm late to the game when it comes to videos. I've always watched movies, but I thought I'd be a little bit more creative when I was thinking about talking about spooky season because I was like, you know what, maybe I just need to put a John Carpenter, one of my favorite John Carpenter movies up, and that's what I did. So anyway, you guys, y'all have a blessed day and a very safe week out there coming. Uh, yeah, today is Sunday, so like I said, but Thing 1982 is number 1. We'll see you.